Hi, I'm Laurin Seiden, and welcome to New Development. And we are now here with David Wolfe for our third part segment. Thank you.
Thank you.
And, I was curious, and I wanted to share with everybody, now they've decided maybe this is for me, or I at least want to try out this new lifestyle. Where do they start?
Okay, I think the first thing you've got to do is really begin to change your shopping habits.
Okay.
And also, you need to start looking at the people who influence you to do the things that you know are bad for you, that put you in danger. I had friends who were great fun to hang out with, but drinking and driving is dangerous.
Right.
And I got out of that whole situation. It's like on Friday and Saturday nights, I don't want to be out on the roads with drunk drivers. And you have to really start thinking about that as you mature and you start looking at your life. You want to be safe and you want to make the right choices. So the way we do that is we just start guiding our shopping habits a little different. We're going to be all eating food, drinking water. Let's go for the best that we can have. We've certainly had the worst.
Right.
I mean, I ate stuff that was preposterous. It had so many chemicals in it when I look back. And now I only select the best water ever. I only drink the best juices ever. I only eat the best foods ever. And the way I figure that out is, is it raw? Is it organic? Do I have a connection to how it was made? For example, was it made in a raw food restaurant down the road here in New York? And do I like those people? And are they putting the right energy into it? And I think about those things more often now than I did before. And
where would you recommend someone get started, though? Like, are there books you recommend?
Oh, absolutely. It's education. Yeah, if that's what you're driving at, it's education. Education is so important that it's about changing the direction of your focus.
Right.
Where our attention goes, energy flows. And as soon as you start reading on any subject, your entire attention is there. Reading is really a meditation.
Right.
And that all of a sudden backs it with energy.
What about people who say, you know what, this just isn't possible for me. I love my steak. I love this. What do you say to them?
Everybody can improve their health. Everybody can do what's a little bit better than they're doing right now.
Right.
And I don't ever want to take anything away from anybody. That's ridiculous. I don't want to take something away from somebody. I want to give them something new that makes them feel great.
Yeah. That was one of the biggest ththings when I first met you. I remember you said add in.
Yeah, it's so easy. We this is how we disarm ourselves, is we say, what about my juicy steak? What about this and what about that? And it's not about that at all. It's about what can we add in that we know is healthy and is going to nourish us and actually make us feel better. That then develops momentum. It wasn't like one day I decided like I never eat that again. I never do this again. It wasn't like that. It was more progression, starting with one thing. And for me, it was dairy products, and I just couldn't digest them. So I stopped that, and that step by step went into deeper stuff. I started really shopping for quality. I started reading a lot more on the subject. In fact, when I was living in my parents' home, I actually read every single book in the entire house.
Wow.
And a lot of those were health books, and that transformed my life. Reading is super powerful. We are literate. We are probably the only civilization that has developed the level of literacy that we experience right now. And this is something that's like a gift that we need to take advantage of.
I know Eating for Beauty, one of David's books, was one of my first raw books, and I love it. And what else can we recommend? You have a few books now out there that highly recommend. We'll have a link here. And what else?
The Superfoods Book. Superfoods, the food and medicine of the future. And my book, The Sun Food Diet, is kind of a classic in the field. I also have a really interesting program that I put out called the Longevity Now program, which is more about how to deal with chronic arthritis, how to deal with more chronic pain issues, and how to strategize your approach to your health, because it's easy when you're 20 and everything feels great, but then over the years you develop little tiny problems, little this, little that, and how do we cut those things off? How do we be preventative? And then in the long-term picture, how can we really strive to achieve great longevity?
So what if someone now is feeling really overwhelmed? They've got 5 books now, right? Hundreds and hundreds of pages. Where would they start? What's really important? A lot of people say, oh my God, you must not get enough protein. That's huge. How can you be vegan? So what do you say to that? And what are the really maybe 3 key things that you have to know you will need in your diet? I know when I first went raw, I ate like apples and lettuce because I wanted to be raw and try it out, and that wasn't really the way to go.
When you're trying to be a raw foodist on apples and lettuce and warm water, as you so eloquently described, it's not that easy.
No.
You're battling a lot of old habits. You're not getting enough nourishment. Your blood sugar can't stay stable, and we've really got to look at all those issues. So I really recommend never too radical of a change immediately, unless there's some kind of serious health crisis going on where you have to do it to save your life. But step by step, inch by inch, it's a cinch. And I really recommended the 3 steps. Is one is try to get onto vegetable juice as best you can, as much as possible. Fresh vegetable juice, because it's in your blood in 20 minutes and you are totally transforming yourself immediately. I really like celery juice. Dr. Walker and his 65 years of research, Dr. Bernard Jensen, his 65 years of research on juicing, they arrived at this idea of celery juice as a base. I didn't even like celery when I was a kid. I hated it. It was when I'd eat tuna salad, that was always the thing that was left over, like celery, no. But the juice, strangely enough, is good. Tastes good. Now, another thing I recommend is getting into blending a little bit. Turn that blender into a machine that can actually heal you.
Right.
I started out with Minute Maid frozen orange juice in the blender, and now it's evolved into these Superfoods superhero smoothies, which gives you that fun and that entertainment. You can take the raw maca and the raw chocolate and the goji berries and the coconut water, and you can take your bee pollen, whatever that you're into, and that becomes your protein shake. And then another thing that's really nice is everything you eat, have a salad. So those are my 3 recommendations. Have a salad so that your body has that fiber to move this juicy steak through. Right? It's hard to move that steak through you without the fiber, but with the fiber salad it helps.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and check back with us, and we will see you for our next segment.